knowledge as well from my side, because I couldn't tell even those boxes that were set on the table, what was the value for them at the time, how do we negotiate or how do we finalize everything after he got what he wanted from us. So seeing this so much, yeah, I don't know if I should say I was used. And
Julius Mkhwanazi thought his secret with his ex-girlfriend was buried, but hell hath no fury like a woman used, dumped and betrayed. The Madlanga Commission was just thrown into absolute chaos after an unsealed video confession from witness K, the former girlfriend of suspended EMPD Deputy Chief Julius Mkhwanazi, suddenly surfaced. In this devastating footage, she doesn't just admit to her role in a fake police raid, she exposes exactly how Mkhwanazi orchestrated the heist of 14 million rand in precious stones, only to sell them off for a measly 110,000 rand. She warned that he would suffer for using and dumping her after making her a partner in crime, and that suffering started immediately. This video has just triggered a massive police sting, leading to the immediate arrest of an EMPD officer in Benoni as the whole syndicate crumbles. This is all thanks to General Nhlanhla Mkhwanazi, who exposed the SAPS corruption that forced these criminals to confess. If you love General Nhlanhla Mkhwanazi, type "Thank you General Nhlanhla Mkhwanazi" in the comments section. And don't forget to like, subscribe and share this video. Here at Patriotic Mzansi News, we let the raw evidence speak for itself. Watch the exact explosive testimony that just brought down the syndicate. Jabulani, please roll the tape.
Sometime in 2022, I met Mr. Julius Mkhwanazi. I had bumped into him on several occasions outside of the workplace. Mr. Mkhwanazi and I began dating later that year.
Please continue to paragraph 4.
During 2023, while Mr. Mkhwanazi was the director at the Killarney Metropolitan Police Department, he was suspended for reasons unknown to me at that time. From there on out, Mr. Mkhwanazi would regularly ask me to borrow him some money. His requests for financial assistance were very frequent, and despite promising to do so, he did not pay me back. As his girlfriend, I made plans to assist him with groceries, paying for his legal fees and his disciplinary case at work, and help him to pay school fees for his children. However, things got to a point where I was no longer able to assist him financially. I explained to him that I have children at home and my own responsibilities at home that I needed to take care of. He asked me to keep my ear to the ground and pass any information that involved money onto him. I then remembered information that I had previously received from an informant about illegal stones in possession of someone at a block of flats in Killarney. I had received this information 6 months before this discussion with Mr. Mkhwanazi. I had not acted on the information and had kept it to myself, as I was no longer working in the operations and could no longer use it.
Witness K, when you say in paragraph 5 that Mr. Mkhwanazi asked you to keep your ear to the ground and pass any information that involved money onto him, what did you understand that to mean? What did you understand him to be asking you?
He wanted me for any information that might come up that he can work on it. Can I pass it to him?
What do you mean by work on it? Any information that he can work on it. What does working on the information, how does that tie to involving money?
Anything that if I get the information and the information becomes positive, then there can be an exchange of something after that information.
Of something?
Something in exchange
For money. Is that correct?
for money, yes.
Thank you. Witness K, you're now at paragraph 6.
Was the benefit after the information? My apology.
So all you care about was to rob somebody and sell the stones to Mr. Salmon and get the cash. That's all you are interested in.
It's true, Commissioner.
So you were not concerned about whether the owner has a permit or not. What you really wanted was to rob him of his stones and give them to somebody else. Is that so?
Yes, Mr. Commissioner.
Thank you.
And it seems that either two or at least one of the thieves then kept some of the stones. It looks like it was a classic case of there being no honor amongst thieves, Witness K. Witness K, you said that you were told by Mr. Salmon about these stones, I think you said about 6 months previously, from the time that you
Yes.
eventually told Brigadier Mkhwanazi about them. I find it very difficult to believe that you were given this information by someone who wanted to lay their hands on the stones, and you just kept quiet for 6 months. I find it very, very difficult to believe that. Is that true?
Yes, it is true.
And why did you keep quiet for 6 months about the stones?
I was not in the unit where I can participate in such information anymore.
And when you did, were you in that unit? When you eventually did?
No, I was out already.
So the answer you've just given is no answer at all then, because you were able to do something even though you were not in that unit. So you've not answered my question. Why did you not do anything for 6 months? Will you answer, or should I move on? Witness K, will you answer, or should I move on?
Can you move on? At the meeting after receiving the stones, Mr. Salmon indicated that he was not happy with the quality of the stones. He complained that some of the stones were fake while others were real. So Mr. Salmon took the stones and went to talk to his boss about the stones and said that he would come back and tell us the amount that we were going to be paid for the stones.
Where was the boss?
He was not with us at the time we met with General. He had to take the stones with him and go meet the boss somewhere.
And Witness K, still on paragraph 16, after Mr. Django had told you that he was not happy with the quality of the stones and left them, did you at any stage after that update Mr. Mkhwanazi, as you indicate that he was not present at that meeting in Cyrildene?
Yes, I did speak to him.
And what did you share with him? What did you tell him?
My apology. If it's not me who spoke to him, it should be Officer Stolz who spoke to him to update him.
Thank you, Witness K. You can proceed from paragraph 17.
The following day, on Sunday, 12 February 2023, I met with Mr. Simon at the same house in Silalgin where we had met the day before. Mr. Simon gave me hard cash in the amount of 110,000. After receiving the money, I went to meet Mr. Mkhwanazi at a car wash. He then phoned Officer Stolz to come to the car wash. We shared the money equally amongst 5 of us. I gave them 88,000 for Mr. Mkhwanazi, Officer Stolz, and Mackenzie, as well as Mr. van der Walt. I kept the 22,000 for myself.
Please proceed to the next paragraph.
Soon after this, my relationship with Mr. Mkhwanazi ended.
Is it a reference? What is the care reference to?
To Kesha.
Okay, the first letter of her name, or is that your nickname for her?
Yeah, that's the nickname for her.
And then the reference to Juju, what does Juju refer to there?
Julius, Mr. Mkhwanazi Julius, they call him Juju.
Who are communicating here?
It's me and Kesha Stolz.
Okay. And you called her Juju what? So as to remember how you had saved her. So as to remember how you had saved her. If Juju is Miss Brigadier Mkhwanazi, why call Kesha Stolz Juju on your phone?
Okay, I know K through Juju. That's why I saved the number like this, so I can remember who's this K.
Oh, that was exactly my question. Thank you then.
Thank you, Chair. Witness K, just to confirm, you took these screenshots, is that correct?
Yes, I did.
Using your own phone?
Yes.
And so they,
from my own.
Thank you. So they reflect chats between yourself and Officer Kesha Stolz?
Yes.
Thank you. So for purposes of working through the chats, you will see that just under K Juju, there's a block there with the date. Do you see that? It says 6 May 2023.
Yes, I do.
And the first message on the left says, "Hi sister, it's Stolz from EMPD. When you can, I need to talk to you urgently." You see that?
Yes, I do.
And what is your response to that message from Officer Stolz?
Okay, I said hi.
So for purposes of direction, the messaging on the left, which appears in white, who is speaking there? So the messages on the left that appear in white are from Officer Stolz. Is that correct?
Yes, Advocate.
And then,
Sorry, the texts themselves are all white. The background, on the left is black and the background on the right is green.
I'll rephrase the question. Thank you, Chair.
Yes.
Witness K, if you have regard to that first message, the one on the left, you will see the lettering is in white, but the background is in black. Is that correct to say that is the message from Officer Stolz?
Yes, Advocate, it is.
And then your response appears immediately beneath that, and it appears in a green background box. Do you see that?
Yes, I do.
Thank you. And they follow a similar manner thereafter. If you go to, if you go to the message right after you say hi, that message there at 18:07, you see it? Officer 8, yes, 18:07, Officer Stolz there says to you, "Hi, we need to meet." You reply to say, "Okay, will do." You see that?
Yes, I do.
Okay. She then indicates in the next block. She says, let me know when, but needs to be before Wednesday next week. Will explain when I see you. Do you see that?
Yes, I do.
You then respond to say, okay, well. And that is the totality of your messages on the 6th of May. Do you see that? 1924.
Yes, I see.
At the top of page 11, at 1944, you respond to the warning statement and you say, hi, can't you say informer instead of JMPD officer? Are you there?
Yes.
Now that reference to JMPD officer is a reference to you. You've confirmed that earlier.
Yes. Yes, I did.
So now you are asking Officer Stolz to change the part of her warning statement where she mentions you, and you're saying instead of mentioning the officer, the JMPD officer. So you're proposing here, instead of saying JMPD officer, informer, say informer. And let me ask you, what's the reason for proposing that change? Why? What is the motivation? Why did you want her to say informer as opposed to identifying the fact that there was a JMPD officer involved? Is it because
I was afraid to be.
Please continue.
Okay, I'm sorry. I meant to say I was afraid. I was afraid to be in trouble at work.
So
if he submits this as JMPD officer, it means that Makakula must come to our office and look for me.
And so you proposed this because you didn't want to be identified as a result of the warning statement by Officer Stolz.
Yes.
Can I then ask you to go to the message immediately below that? She says to you, in which part? 1944. She says to you, in which part? So just for context, the message before you say, hi, can't you say informer instead of JMPD? And she then says to you, in which part? Do you see that?
Yes, I do.
Do you see there's another message there that say, and say we booked them at SAP 13. I'll come back to that message. Do you see the message immediately beneath that, where you say where you got the info from?
Yes.
Do you see that message? Now, do you see the top of the message where it says K Juju, and it highlights her question to you, in which part?
Yes, I see it.
And then your response is where you got the information from.
Yes.
So by asking Officer Stolz to change from JMPD to informer, it's because you didn't want it to be identified that she had gotten the information from you, the JMPD officer. Is that right?
Yes.
Now, Witness K, that's the first proposal you made to Officer Stolz. But if we just go back one line to the message at 1944, where you say, and we booked them at SAP 13. Do you see that?
Yes, I do.
Actually, I misread that. You say, and say we booked them at SAP 13. But that can't be correct. Nothing was booked at SAP 13. Is that right?
Yes.
And so you were proposing that Officer Stolz say that something was booked at SAP 13, knowing that it wasn't.
Yes.
Witness, can I ask you to go a little bit lower on the page where you say at 1945, let me finalize the Rosebank 13 tomorrow and book the stones, then we are sorted. You then say to her in the next line, please don't give now the statement till you get the SAP 13. Where was Officer Stolz supposed to get the SAP 13 from you? Where was she supposed to get the SAP from? Was she not supposed to get it from you, from a reading of that message?
Yeah, the way I wrote it,
Suggests.
it's so different to.
Please continue.
I'm saying the way I wrote it, it's so different to my thinking, actually, of how will I do this.
Let me ask it this way, Witness K. Witness K?
Yes, advocate?
Let me ask the question this way. At 1945, you say, let me finalize the Rosebank 13 tomorrow. That is a reference to SAP 13, is it not?
Actually, it was for me to get the stones first, and then we can do anything after.
Indeed, but if we speak about the after, so if we leave the issue of the stones and we speak about the after, when you say, let me finalize the Rosebank 13 tomorrow, that has to be a reference to the SAP 13. So you're saying, let me finalize the SAP 13. And then in the next message, you say to her, don't give the statement until you get the SAP 13. Is that a fair reading of your message there?
Yes.
Okay. There's some further messages there on the page, but I would like you to look at the message at 48 minutes past 7, your message at 48 minutes past 7.
Okay.
Where you say to Officer Stolz, please be calm, we will sort this out soon. You say, please be calm, we'll sort this out soon. And
yes, I see it.
When you say, we'll sort this out soon, you're referring to what?
I wanted Mr. General to bring back the stones so we can put them to SAP 13 so that we can have the SAP 13 number for Mr. Makagula.
And is that what you mean when you say you will sort this out soon?
Yes. I do.
Is that a response to your question where you say, can't you say informant instead of JMPD officer? So Officer Stolz is replying to say, no, I can't, because in fact I was acting outside of my area. And you can say that you got the information.
Okay.
And the last text message on that page, you see there's a message there from you to her where you say, please don't give now the statement till you get SAP 13. And she responds to say, I have to hand in the statement at 10, otherwise Makagula is coming to arrest us.
Yes, I see that.
Thank you. Witness K, if you're now on page 12, the two of you continue to discuss the issue of the statement. Do you see can I draw your attention to the third last message from the bottom of the page? Third last message from Officer Stolz.
Yes, I see it.
At 1950.
Okay.
She says to you, I'm sure that nothing will come from this if you can get through to whoever is the IPID investigator for Johannesburg. You then respond and you say, okay, we'll update you. Let me ask you, what did you understand her to mean when she says, I'm sure that nothing will come from this if you can get through to whoever is the IPID investigator? What does she mean by get through to the IPID investigator for Joburg?
I think, okay, we were supposed to get IPID people from Joburg side, because I think Makagula was coming from East Rand side. So if I had somebody in Joburg from IPID who can help us with this matter.
And help you how? So if Officer Stoll says nothing will come from this if you can get through to an IPID investigator, what did you understand that help to be? Making the case go away, or what kind of assistance?
I can't remember well here what we really needed from the IPID guy, the one in Joburg.
Except to say that you were going to request them for help with the case. Is that right?
I can't remember. Knowledge as well from my side, because I couldn't tell even those boxes that were set on the table, what was the value for them at the time? How do we negotiate, or how do we finalize everything after he got what he wanted from us? So seeing this so much, yeah, I don't know if I should say I was used, and
Witness K,
I don't know.
sorry to interrupt you. I'm curious to know why you did not ask your friend who was knowledgeable about these precious stones. Why did you not ask him about the price or the value, seeing that you were so keen to involve him in whatever that you were doing? If he knew about permits, surely he would know what the value of these stones were.
Okay, I think that's my mistake, because after the boxes were handed over to Mr. Jengo, it means maybe I had to fetch him from where he stays, come and include him here so that he can also check them and say, no, if we have so much boxes, this is like from receiving the stones, it was going to be maybe more administration and all that. So I was not even, like, I didn't have that knowledge that they will finally reach to this amount at the end of the day.
I'm looking at your statement. All of you even took the trouble of determining what the quality of the stones was in order to determine the price. And at paragraph 16 of your statement, it looks like there was a back and forth, because Mr. Simon was not happy with the quality of the stones, and there was then a negotiation to determine the price. During all that time, you did not consider it necessary to call this friend of yours who's knowledgeable about the stones to find out what the value of the stones is.
No, I didn't think of that.
Okay.
And who do you say used you? Is it Mr. Simon? Or?
Never spoken about Witness K being a part of this operation.
Yes.
And we know from your testimony on the 15th of April that you actually denied knowing her at all.
No.
Okay?
You asked me that have I communicated with her? I said no.
I'm saying on the 15th of April when you last appeared.
Yes. If I'm correct, you asked me, did you communicate? Did you communicate with her? I said no.
You say at 15th April 2026 transcript at page 222, I think it's ready for projection, we had been discussing this matter of Witness K, and Commissioner Khumalo engaged you at line 16.
Has the name been redacted?
It has been redacted, thank you. Commissioner Mkhwanazi, it's up on the screen. If you see, you remember I told you about the number 10 on the left column. If you start from there and you read about line 16, where Advocate Khumalo asks you, do you even know who K is? And you say, no. And then in the context of what was being discussed, exactly. And you confirm again, no. And then it was in the context of the statement by Stolz, who said they received information from Witness K. So you denied knowing Witness K here.
Remember, by this time, you've already read all the statements about them, and she was already mentioned. Then the question was that, did I communicated with all of them that were part of that?
But please look at that
correct
line.
me.
I'm sorry to interrupt, but please look at the question.
No, I looked at that side, yes.
Okay.
You'll correct me, because you read something from McKinsey, you read something from, who's this person?
Stolz.
Stolz, and there was, no, the other guy. didn't talk about, but you said communicated with somebody. You see, I've said, no, I didn't communicate with her. And on that day, I didn't.
I have a serious problem with that because unfortunately on this page, we can't go further up because they have not redacted the two questions that precede this question. The two questions that precede this question, I specifically mentioned the name of witness K. And I then asked you, do you know who this person is? And your answer was no, no, no. So, and you were deliberate because you knew that Stolz and Mackenzie and the other people said in their statements they got information about the stones from witness K. And it was in that context that you were then asked, do you know this person? And your answer was no, I don't know this person. And I'm going to put to you, Commissioner Mkhwanazi, that either you were not truthful then or you are not truthful now. But it can be that you misunderstood the question because the question was very clear. And you have to stop playing games because we are not in the business of playing games. This is a serious commission of inquiry. People cannot come here and play games and filibuster and obfuscate. If you are asked a question, you answer it, and you answer it truthfully because you've taken oath at the beginning of the day. Please let's not play games and let's not waste time. If you don't know, just say, I don't know. If the answer is yes, it's yes. If it's no, it's no.
Okay.
If you answer a question but you feel like your answer is incomplete and you want to explain or give context, you can do that. But please answer the questions and answer them truthfully. Let's stop playing games.
Thank you, Commissioners. Now we know that, in truth, you do know witness K, unlike how you testified previously.
Yes, Commissioner.
Yes. So now, one thing that is consistent between witness K and Stolz and Mackenzie is that she was a part of this, I won't call it operation incident. It's because the two speak about her, and she has come to confirm she is that person.
Yes, in their statement again, they mentioned that. In their statement again,
Yes.
to agree, they mentioned
Yes.
that, both of them.
And by the time you prepared your February 2026 statement, you were aware of their statements that they mentioned her.
No.
When did you
No,
become aware of them?
Remember, I was suspended. I prepared my statement when I came from suspension. Immediately when I came, immediately after that day, it was on the 24th, but it was after my suspension in May where I got called by IPD.
Which May?
2023.
No, I say by the time you submitted your second statement to the commission here in 2026, you were aware of Stolz's and Mackenzie's statements and reference to witness K.
But yes, my statement was communicating with the people that I was with in the vehicle.
But I'm saying you did not mention this particular JMPD member you knew was part of the operation,
No, I didn't
as you
mention.
call it.
You are correct. I didn't mention it because I never communicated with her about this operation.
But the question to you was not about who you communicated with. It was who took part in the operation. Why did you withhold her name then?
I never saw her in the operation, Commissioner.
So to the question...
I saw Mackenzie, and Mackenzie mentioned that she's with this and this. Or he's with, sorry, I want to say. He's with these two people.
So to the question who took part in the operation of the various law enforcement,
sorry.
You understood the question to mean who did you talk to on the day of the operation? Is that how you understood the question?
Yes, you're correct.
That on the 12th of February 2023, this person she calls an informer gave her an amount of 110,000. After receiving the money, I met with Mr. Mkhwanazi at a car wash. He then phoned Officer Stolz to come to the car wash. We shared the money equally amongst the five of us. I gave them 88,000 for Mr. Mkhwanazi, Officer Stolz and Mackenzie, as well as Mr. Van der Walt. I kept the 22,000 rand for myself. What is your comment to that?
I deny this.
So what, you deny meeting her on the 12th of February, as she describes?
Denied meeting at the car wash, I don't know which car wash, denied anything that has to do with money. There's no way that I will stand here and say the stones were taken and they are somewhere, and they were taken by somebody in the city of Johannesburg, per statement, because I even in my testimonies, except the statements that are there, when you check the documents, there's another document that I got. I communicated with Kesha when the commission started. I communicated with Mackenzie. I said, guys, I need the statement. What happened to the stones? It was even before I came here, commissioners. You see, what happened to the stones? What happened to these things? You see, they even wrote the statement that those stones were handed in to the officer of JMPD. You see, I even said when I was here many times that the stones were handed in JMPD, and we must check officers of JMPD, we must check with JMPD. Then the chairperson said, no, we are bringing another matter for another court. Yeah, you see, I know they were asking me about something, but I'm the one who emphasized that, no, the stones ended somewhere, and I cannot be part of the people who are taking money and even sell the person who gave me cash. You see, I never received any cash from this officer.
Today, we were going to arrest 3 suspects who were involved in the seizure and theft of precious stones from a residence in Killarney, Johannesburg. Initially, there were 6 suspects. 1 has since died. And then we have 3 suspects from Ekurhuleni, 1 from the Gauteng Traffic Police, and 1 from JMPD. But today, only 3 were going to be arrested. And then the other remaining 2 were going to be arrested in the coming weeks. In terms of what has happened is that this case has been under investigation by IPID, and in 2023, the suspects raided a house in Killarney, Johannesburg without a warrant, and they seized precious stones worth to the value of about 15 million. And all the suspects would be facing a charge of corruption, because firstly, when it comes to EMPD, they conducted an investigation outside their area of jurisdiction, because Killarney is within the Johannesburg Metro. And then you have within the 6 suspects, there's also a businessman who owns a security company. During the raid, he impersonated himself as a police officer. And then you had a traffic police officer from Gauteng, who, in terms of his work, is not supposed to be conducting investigations, because their responsibilities are to enforce bylaws. And when it comes to JMPD, the official from JMPD is placed or is in the area that deals with VIP protection. They are also not conducting investigations, hence they will be facing a charge of corruption. As of now, IPID is in the process of arresting the 3 suspects. They have now arrested 2, and we cannot name them for now because they have not yet appeared before court. They will be appearing in court on Monday, the 6th of July, at the Johannesburg Magistrate Court.
Lizzie, while you can't identify yet, give us the identities of these individuals who've been arrested, these 3 individuals, are you able to tell us whether they are male or female?
In terms of the suspects, there are 2 females and then the rest are male. But like I've said, 1 has since died, and he was a male, and he was with the Gauteng Traffic Police.
Are you able to give us the cause? Is this a recent death? When you say they've since died, from the time of the investigation?
Yeah, he died during the course of the investigation because it was in 2025 in October.
Okay, and they will be appearing in court on Monday.
Yes.
These individuals